Nvidia is on the verge of taking off. Over the next 10 years, I'm referring to a 100x return. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. To find out how, watch the entire video. So, you're still optimistic about the market as a whole after a week in which we received advice from ARM and Western Digital, and now from Intel and Microchip. Oh, no. My bullishness is limited to companies that are actively involved with the GPU or supporting Nvidia. Consider this. On the Amazon conference call, they stated that Nvidia was sold out, demonstrating their complete awareness that they must invest in AI. They will most likely remain sold out until 2025. Indeed, the expenditure plans that we have heard and that have been confirmed by companies including as Microsoft, Meta, Alphabet, and Amazon have not deterred anyone from believing that Nvidia will continue to be the primary benefit. However, the market is currently undergoing a significant rotation. Consumer concerns and whether the Fed is now lagging behind are unimportant, but they don't address the main issue, which is that Nvidia may be sold out for a long time. You know, if you listen to Amazon, they have to make their own chips, of course, but that's a defensive tactic because they can't get enough, isn't it? Creating their own chip designs. This is my perspective on Amazon, which I believe is significant given how badly the stock has fallen today. I would purchase it. Amazon must purchase a large number of aircraft because they are aware of the high volume of business. They must erect hangars. Now, when you purchase a large number of aircraft, you are not yet loading passengers onto the aircraft. They invest a lot of money in purchasing the planes initially, and you can bet that they're correct. I'm willing to wager that Jassy is correct. An alternative analogy might be that they are purchasing a Stradivarius, which is a little more difficult to learn than a violin. Inference is a little more difficult to teach. I'm merely looking for an example to assist folks realize that it takes time. The fact that they are unable to just flip a switch is upsetting people. Additionally, when they brought up the Olympics, folks were like, "Are you serious?" The nation is stuck in 2012, watching the Olympics rather than making purchases. Not me anyway. Yes, I am aware that was strange. According to Jeff's message from today, customers are phoning to inquire about possible delays in Blackwell. Then, yesterday, we learned that the DOJ had contacted Nvidia's competitors who had been protesting. They never truly stated that it will ship in large quantities, but it is slower. Those who believed it would ship in bulk ought to speak with Jensen again. He never stated that it will ship in large quantities at this time. Never. Yes, exactly. The question of return on invested capital remains, and the hyperscalers have consistently responded with yes. Jassy also made the same statement. What about Zuckerberg? Do you recall? Generative AI is what he is discussing. According to Jassy, it will grow rapidly and be based on the cloud, enabling those enterprises to keep expanding. There has been absolutely no update regarding the cloud. We should be concentrating on it. But everyone is concentrating on the people who are deciding how to allocate capital. Just one thing, please. You are able to say it. If you were upset with me, I apologize. I'm sorry. I'm not angry. It's a huge day, so I became a little excited. I'm sorry about that. Despite the rough patches we're witnessing in the market, I think the tail of the AI revolution remains intact, and all of our checks suggest that now is not the time to worry. Elliott Management reportedly advised investors that Nvidia is in a bubble and that AI technology is overhyped, but that the hype does not match reality, according to the Financial Times. I know you disagree completely. I couldn't be more at odds. I believe we even discussed it in relation to where we were prior to results and conference calls. Now let's examine the numbers. Examine the Azure acceleration. Take a look at what Lisa Su from AMD discussed. Regarding the acceleration they're aiming for in the second half, we felt Azure was lacking. That speaks directly to commercialization, and the time is now. In my opinion, the bears have been around for a few years, and the haters have persisted in their hatred. In tech right now, it's simple to cry fire in a packed theater. It is not visible to us. You see that the buzz is matched by the value. In fact, I believe the street is underestimating the trillions of dollars in AI capital expenditures that will occur across all its companies over the next 3 to 4 years. The thesis is unaffected by anything we observed. No, Dan, you're correct. To your point, none of them are abandoning their capital expenditure plans. I mean, AWS's revenue growth accelerated, rising by 19%. Whether you will eventually receive that return on investment is still a bigger question. You clearly think that will be the case, but what do you think will happen in the near future in terms of applications that will begin to allay investor concerns? According to the enterprise viewpoint, the number of businesses currently pursuing AI has grown 45 times, and we'll hear this from the godfather, Jensen, in a few weeks. These businesses are headed toward application cases in retail, insurance, healthcare, and finance. The key is commercialization, as we have always discussed. The money is there. I believe that this transformation is taking place when you consider what Sue, Nadella, and Jassy are discussing. The modernizing process has only just begun. I won't claim that there won't be a gap between revenue and capital expenditures, but it would be equivalent to betting against Cook and Apple at $2.2 trillion. It seems like a risky wager to me. Do you think it could last a year? Would you become anxious if it didn't happen within a year, and if the rhetoric didn't change? I would argue that we should look into it if, in January or February, we haven't noticed any monetization, either from a software standpoint or outside of the Magnificent Seven. But at the moment, what we see, not just our earnings, but our checks, has given me more confidence. I've never seen anything bad about Bill McDermott. He has, after all, turned around before. And I'll believe those who are putting gasoline on the fire if McDermott, Sue, Nadella, or Cook have something to say. According to a source, customers like Microsoft, Google, and Meta may be impacted by the Blackwell chips delay. How's that tail going for you? Will it make a difference? In my opinion, Nvidia may experience a delay of up to 90 days with the Blackwell series processor. But in the interim, their technological advancements will be so advanced that no one will be able to take market share. They are free to take it. Their sales figures, in my opinion, will just be postponed for a quarter or two. It will undoubtedly affect the development of AI infrastructure for some of those hyperscalers, as we refer to them in the United States. The four large corporations that are investing billions of dollars in constructing their AI infrastructure, as they are the most crucial link in the AI supply chain. Sam spoke on the excitement around AI and being positive on technology in general. But to get more specific, do you believe that pressure will increase to the downside if an activist fund manager like Elliott Management claims that AI is overhyped and that these equities are overbought? We must differentiate between AI 2.0 and AI 1.0. I'm still at ease with AI 1.0. These are the names of the businesses that build infrastructure, usually semiconductor, data networking, and data server companies. During their recent conference calls, the four hyperscalers announced that they would collectively invest $227 billion on AI infrastructure over the course of the next 12 months. They won't alter their plans, in my opinion. Additionally, they stated that they will increase their capital expenditures from that high base in the upcoming year. All those stocks appeal to me. I don't own any AI 2.0 stocks because I'm still not convinced about them. These businesses assert that they will have revenue-generating AI solutions following all of the infrastructure expenditures. When I see it, I'll believe it. However, I only need the AI 1.0 stocks to support my thesis. AI 2.0 stocks are not yet necessary for me.